This is how to get approved to sell supplements on Amazon. So this video will be the new updated dietary supplements compliance rules to sell on Amazon. I'm going to summarize what's new, make it easy for you to understand, and just tell you exactly what you need to know as a business owner. All right. So what is new? So back in 2024, they came out with this new thing where everyone needs to get tested, basically. Now, what is new in late 2025 is a couple things. In general, I think it makes it easier for sellers. So I'm going to go over it in this video, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and simplify the noise. By the way, if you want to download this as a PDF to make it even easier, check the link below. And also, if you want my ultimate guide to successfully selling supplements on Amazon, I have a whole PDF ebook. That's what I do at my Amazon agency. We specialize in helping supplements, startups, and existing brands sell more on Amazon and increase Amazon performance and be more profitable on Amazon. So my agency, we've been helping tons of our supplements clients over the past couple of years follow these rules, navigate this whole thing, and make sure you're compliant. Overall, what Amazon is doing is great for the long term. It's all about customer safety and trust, ensuring that people know when they get supplements on Amazon, it's exactly what's inside, okay? And that is verified by the highest labs in America, okay? So let's just get into it. So the first one that you need, this is nothing new. You need the GMP certification of good manufacturing practice from your supplier. That's nothing new. This is the new thing. All right. So I'm just going to go straight to the main dietary supplements compliance page here on Amazon and just read it for you. Okay, and you should read this page as well. Our policy for dietary supplements. As part of our ongoing efforts to enhance product compliance and safety, you must work with a third-party testing, inspection, and certification (TIC) service provider to either test your product or validate existing testing documents for all ASINs receiving notice. This process replaces direct submission of testing documentation from sellers to Amazon. For more information, go to third-party testing, inspection, and certification services. You click that, it opens up this page right here. Okay, and there's another page you can read and it tells you how to do it. And I'm going to go over in Seller Central what it looks like, how to submit your testing documents in a second. And account health. Also important to know, products may be subject to periodic testing or additional evaluation at any time as part of our ongoing quality control and surveillance efforts. Supplement surveillance. That's a new one. If testing is required, you'll be notified in account health. So translation, Amazon may require this on a yearly basis for some brands. So don't be surprised if they do. Kind of makes sense. How do they know that your batch next year has exactly what's in it compared to the batch last year? So Amazon's going to be the big bad surveillance supplements state, but it makes sense. In order to sell on the world's biggest marketplace, there's going to be ongoing verification that's what is actually in the pill is what's actually in the pill. In the US, the FDA regulates the manufacturing, packaging, storing, and labeling of dietary supplements under the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act and its subsequent amending statutes, including the Dietary Supplements and Education Act. The FDA defines a dietary supplement as a mineral, herb, or other botanical amino acid or dietary substance used to supplement the diet by increasing, blah, 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 blah. It's got some laws here. Obviously, Amazon's like, you got to comply with all laws. Okay, that's obvious. You already know that. It says on the listing, you must make sure to follow these requirements. Self-explanatory. Listing attributes must have these things. Image, some rules there. Claims. There's a whole other separate video on claims. You can't make any claims. Basically, Amazon is strict on the claims, so make sure to read up what you can and what you can't say. And there's a section on that in my ebook if you want. So translation, you can either submit to Amazon your existing lab testing results. You will submit that to account health. And then one of Amazon's chosen third-party testing, inspection, and certification TIC service providers will either test your product or validate existing testing documents. So if you already have existing testing documents from your manufacturer, they have a partner that you work with, or another lab, you will submit this in account health, and I'll show you how to do that in a second, okay? If you don't have testing, I recommend just go in here and select Eurofins. All right, so inside of Seller Central, you're going to click Account Health at the top. Then you're gonna scroll down to Food and Product Safety Issues. This is your policy compliance dashboard. Nothing active right now. This is just an example account. And you can see all the products here that had previous compliance. So I'll click View. As you can see, what we did for this client was we already submitted the appeal request and it was approved. So if you're starting, what you're going to click is verify your product. So you click verify your product, and then it's going to show all of these service providers right here. So there's more than there was last year. Last year it was only 3 and now it's like 7, 8. I recommend Eurofins because they are known as the gold standard lab. So I recommend choosing them, the best one, because it's going to be best for your brand long term. It might be more expensive, but the ROI is the best because your customers want to see that you've been tested by the #1 lab, and you want to be able to claim that we are tested by Eurofins, the gold standard. You want to be able to say that on your website, on Amazon, et cetera, et cetera. So go through Eurofins, put in your email, put in your name, your last name, your phone number, your email address, select your time zone, select your country, United States, and click agree. Then you're going to click confirm and proceed. Then it is going to give you a generated TRF ID, and you're going to provide it to the selected service provider. So all the communication is happening via Amazon Seller Central to the service lab, aka service provider, and next steps will come up from there. Eurofins will email you, okay, here's everything that we need, and go from there. But basically, that's how you do it. Amazon also says to avoid delays and enforcement actions, we recommend promptly initiating compliance obligations upon receiving notification. You can work with our approved TIC service providers or other accredited labs that meet your product category specific requirements. If you use a lab that isn't on our approved list, its test results must be validated by one of our approved TIC service providers. The following is a list of approved service providers. However, for the most up-to-date list, refer to the Select Service Provider menu option in Seller Central, as our list is updated monthly with newly approved service providers. The products and stores listed in this table are the only ones serviced by our approved TIC service providers at this time. So supplements, you have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also for skin lightening products and other categories. But it's basically, Amazon is saying, we have approved these 7. They're either going to look at the test results that you give them, or they're going to test it themselves. That's how it is right now. Amazon here is saying, when you submit your documents, make sure they're not from a suspended lab. Everything is authentic, original. Make sure it's legit. Okay, moving on. Number 3, what you need to start. I summarized this checklist for you. You need your GMP certificate, you need your lab test results. You also need a photo of all sides of the product. So put the supplement bottle on a table, take a phone, take clear pictures of all 6 sides of the bottle. We tell all of our clients to do this. If they're a startup and they're just getting on Amazon, make sure it's clear, not blurry. You're gonna need this. If you don't have a bottle, get those pictures from whoever has it. And you're also gonna need a purchase order from the manufacturer. Also, if you have not created the ASIN inside of Seller Central, this is the information that you're going to need to create the product. So that is step 1. As soon as you're inside of Seller Central, you have your account created, go to add the product, input all this information, and then you're going to get a notification to submit the testing documents. Is that right away? Is that later? What we have found is most of the time you'll get a notification right away, but for some clients, it takes like a number of months and there's still no notification. So it seems to be a little bit random, but all in all, you're gonna need the lab testing results anyway. So our first step to getting brands on Amazon is get that testing done. If you haven't done it yet, go through Eurofins and just have it ready. But it seems to be random in which products get flagged or notified. Please step up and submit your documents, please. A little bit creepy how it works. Who knows what Amazon's AI intelligence is thinking, but you're gonna need it eventually. And again, Amazon is basically saying, we may ask you to submit this again at any time. So maybe it's yearly, every other year, maybe it's random. It's probably random. So yeah, that's how it works. All right, number 5, FBA inventory, what to know. So in general, here are my rules of thumb. If you're wondering how much inventory to send, in general, it's more inventory makes it easier to rank. Also, the more inventory you have in FBA, the more people in America have 1-day shipping or same-day shipping. That really affects your conversion rate. At the end of the day, more inventory equals more sales. So send in as much as you can. If you're just starting, you can send in a small batch to initiate the Vine reviews process to get that going. There's a whole new strategy with Vine. You can enroll in Vine before the product is live to the public. So that way on day one, it's live to the public. You can already have 10 reviews live. You can see my review strategy video on that. In terms of the expiration date, target 9 to 18 months remaining on inventory that you send into FBA. Okay, those are just a couple rules of thumb. So if you want this PDF cheat sheet, which I'll be adding to, check the link in the description. Also, if you want my ultimate guide to successfully selling products on Amazon, you can check the link below for this guide as well. Everything you need to know if you are a startup, just getting started, everything creative and strategy. I'm here to help you with the strategy so you can compete on the world's largest marketplace, which is highly competitive. Also, if you want to see my reviews playbook, how to get your reviews fast, you can check out my reviews playbook, my CRO playbook, PPC playbook. All my playbooks are here inside of my master whiteboard, which you will find a link below in the description as well. Free, this entire whiteboard, all of my strategy playbooks. If you wanted to dive straight into how to get your initial reviews, if you're a supplements brand, go ahead and click the video on this screen and let's just get into it.